Hey there, how's everyone doing today? I'd like to welcome you back to another episode of the William K. Wesley Show, starring your host, Chris McCall Sr. Today's verse is going to be coming from the New International Version. I'm going to be bringing this from Second Corinthians chapter 4, verse 15. All this is for your benefit, so that the grace that is reaching more and more people may cause thanksgiving to overflow for the glory of God. Therefore, we do not lose heart, though outwardly we are wasting away, yet inwardly we are being renewed day by day. For our light and momentarily troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. Hmm. Deep, a lot may say, which it is deep. It's basically saying, don't give up. Basically, when things look rough and things look tough, don't give up. Don't throw in all the chips. Because it might be one of them stories that you want to just constantly give God all of the glory for. This is just a small bit. I know a lot of people were watching the games this Sunday. This verse right here, those verses right there were shown in both games, if not to be exact. You see in one game where as soon as the game started, the Philadelphia Eagles teed off, tore into the San Francisco 49ers. Not even 6 plays into the game, they tore into the first quarterback, knocked him out. Then I think probably before even the half was up, they knocked the second quarterback out. They only had two quarterbacks on the roster, but they knocked both of them out of the game that quick and turned San Francisco into a one-trick pony real quick, real quick. And see, this is where I have to blame Coach Kyle Shanahan for mostly how this game went from that point on. Even though he knocked out your two quarterbacks, you got to a point where you were scared to even attempt to try to throw another pass. You threw one pass after the other quarterback got hurt. Threw one pass with your running back. And the team know that you were playing against the Eagles, they had no faith in it because they knew you had no faith in it. So they did not even respect it at all. They didn't even try to get in the defense to pass prevention at all. They just went right after whoever had the ball. Get them. So at this point, Kyle Shanahan had threw in the towel, was waving the white flag. He surrendered. He gave up. He laid down on the mat. He didn't need an 8 count to try to get up. He just laid down on the mat. Blood all up in the air. Crowd screaming. He laid on his face. Ref just counted. 7, 8, 9, 10. Out. But then we go to game 2. Kansas City Chiefs and the Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati was the favorite. Coming into the game, everyone knew Patrick Mahomes was already out there. One-legged soldier on a bum high ankle sprain. Find out before the game, one of his weapons not even going to dress. Then going into the game in the first quarter, two of his starting receivers knocked out. So he's without three weapons in the beginning of this game. They start trying to run the ball. Can't get nowhere. Running the ball nowhere. He has no offense. He's running around on the bum leg. Can't get the running game going. He got guys that was bagging up in Walmart last week catching passes for him in the fourth quarter of a game that decides who goes to the Super Bowl. All the chips on the line. Think this guy gave up. He never did. You never see him give up. And then make it so bad, he even injured his leg more during the game. Self-inflicted wound. Kept playing. Never tossed in his chips. Never gave up. Kept pushing. Even though the mountain he had to climb was enormous. Because he had this young buck, Joe Burrow, nipping at his heels the whole time. Trying to take his spot at the top of the mountain. Is the best player in the league. While he's wounded. Like how they do in the jungle when the lion be wounded and then you see other lions come out and try to take his spot. That's exactly what was going on. But the fortitude in him, his will, just the sheer will of this man, would not let him give in. He knew he had this pain, but he was thinking that the pain that I'm going to have now is not going to be greater than the benefits that I would have at the end when this glory and I hold up this trophy. That's going to last longer than this high ankle sprain, than me not having them receivers, than me not being able to generate any rushing yards. But on the other hand, San Francisco couldn't even hold on for a little bitty short-term pain to fool the other team long enough to even try to go for a pass, to try to go for the glory. That's how most of us do in life. Face a little adversity and we just give up quick. First punch, we down. First haymaker, we woozy. Then they get to knock us down to the mat. We never try to get back up. We just lay there and expecting the world to sympathize with you and lay there with you and take those blows. But what I found out from personal experience, when I was laid up in that hospital for the first couple of days, first couple of weeks, I was in there for 3 months strong. Them first couple of days was like the worst pain that I think any man can ever probably feel without dying. And somehow I fought through that pain. And in the midst of that pain, I didn't know how long it was gonna last, but I was thinking in my head, this is some pain. This is some real pain. And at the same time, I was giving God the glory for this, going through this whole situation. And all I remember God asking me, what did I want? And I said, I wanted to follow him. He just told me to be strong, hold on, and don't give up. That was my first week and a half in there. I just know he started bringing me through it. Don't get me wrong, that pain was enormous all through that, coming through it. Trying to learn how to walk, excruciating pain and all that. I'm thinking it was over when it came to, and couldn't find out that wasn't it. There was more to come. See, in my head, I was thinking the short term pain was what I was facing. But no, the short term pain was still going. It was me laid in that hospital bed, not being able to move. Them trying to teach me how to walk all over. When I step up, my whole feet feel like they weigh like 150 pounds each. And I'm trying to walk with them. Then lay down in the bed, come to find out 3 weeks after my birthday, after my wife just bought me some brand new shoes, you come telling me you're going to have to cut my feet. Then after you do that, I'm still in a position I'm messed up, don't have feet, can't use my hands, none of that. But still had to put my faith in God and not give up. People keep saying, man, you strong, man, you strong. Nah, I wasn't strong. God made me strong. I was God strong. He put that strength in me. If you would have asked me, would I would have liked to take that pain? 9 times out of 10, if it wasn't for God in that position, I would have gave up. Probably 10 out of 10. And I'm talking pain. I'm talking pain. But see, that's how Patrick Mahomes was feeling in that game. He's feeling pain. I done had a high ankle sprain. That ain't no joke. Especially you talk about playing a professional sport at the highest level it is, running from some of the best athletes on the world is chasing you down, is trying to knock your head off. You gotta stand there, throw passes on it, throw accurate passes, throw darts 40 yards down, pushing off that leg. Then you gotta, at the end of the game, you try to make a 12-yard run, no wobbling on them leg, on that one leg. Versus two guys that got knocked out of the game. I'm not trying to say that these guys didn't have any pain, but at least could have tried to throw a pass to make your opponent at least come in and show them that you didn't give up, you wouldn't land on the mat, but instead did a whole bunch of fake reverses and give off, and still all of it was hand on. So all they had to do was keep on rushing forward. Nobody had to run back to defend anything. See, in my situation, the devil had to defend the whole field on me. He couldn't attack my integrity at this moment because I came to the mat with all of my deeds and laid them at the floor, at the foot of God, asking for forgiveness for those things. Went to my family, wife, aunties, uncles, grandpa, family members, asking for their forgiveness for the things I had been doing over the years of my being selfishness. See, that's what a lot of us, we're scared to let go of our own selfishness. Or whatever's holding us back, we just sit there and lay down and give up. Think about your past. I done did this, I done did that. Oh, it's me. God's never gonna forget. You thinking all totally wrong. God's gonna always forgive. Society might not. Hey, but 9 times out of 10, if you're living for society, you're living wrong anyway. I live for God. That's the message I done learned from over the last year, and probably beforehand. Before that, I did know God was giving me opportunities, and then I still wasn't seeing the light. And it bopped me upside my head like, catch on, boy, before everything passes you by. That's what happens to a lot of us. When the bright lights hit you, you lay on the mat, scared to take that next step to be to following God. You might be facing with whoever knows what problems, because we all got problems in this world. Once you take them and put them at the foot of God and let Him take care of them, the only thing you have to worry about is not giving up, not giving in. Because we all have that don't give up moment. We all have that moment when we're knocked down on the canvas. It's about, are you going to get back up or are you going to stay down? See, me, I chose to get back up and try to fight the whole fight till the 12 rounds is over. Some will hit the mat and they'll be waiting for that bell to ring, hoping to get saved by the bell. I can't wait to get saved by the bell. So, just to those that's facing discouraging moments in your life or whatever, there's nothing too big that God can't handle. Believe me, I know. I was on the edge, fighting death off with a sword, trying to grip onto the edge of life. God made that sword long enough to fight off death. That's all I'm telling you is He can make your sword long enough too. So would you want to be in this moment, Patrick Mahomes, that when everything looks bleak, you still fighting and overcome? Or do you want to be Kyle Shanahan and the San Francisco 49ers who, like, as soon as things looked like they were too dim, the lights was too dim, you just got up and hit the switch and turned them off? That's the end of my message for today. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace.